Hey good people, Batavia here. I am back with a super sweet and spicy treat. I am making candied jalapeno peppers, also known as Cowboy Candy, with jalapenos straight from the garden. Okie doke, so more garden treats. I have about a pound of jalapeno peppers here for the candied jalapeno peppers or Cowboy Candy. I have apple cider vinegar, sugar that's on the bottom of the bowl, and then granulated garlic right here, followed by celery seed. There's some turmeric here, and then cayenne pepper powder. I'll include the recipe that I use, and it's a really great recipe because you can adjust it based on the amount of ingredients you have, specifically the amount of jalapeno peppers you have. All right, I'll see y'all on the other side. All right, so this is super duper small batch preserving. So I have 4 half-pint jars that I have in the canner, heating those up. And then I have the tops and the lids and a pot to heat up. And then I'm gonna use this pot for the candied jalapeno pepper mixture. We're gonna let these simmer for exactly 4 minutes. I'm gonna set the timer here on the microwave. And then we can move on to our canning. Make sure I get all this goodness from around the sides of the container. So after 6 minutes with a hard boil for the liquid, I'm gonna cut this off and then transfer some of this liquid into these jars. All right, so that should do it. I'm gonna wipe off these jars and then load them into the canner. We'll show you a couple of shots of that as well. And then we'll patiently wait to enjoy some of this goodness. And you wanna make sure you wipe them down the rims here so you can get a proper seal when you put the lids on. All right, so it's been 10 minutes that this has been boiling. So I'm turning it off and I am going to remove all of the jars. 24 hours and we are going to see if the canning process worked, if the lids have successfully sealed, and if these treats are ready for storage. So this is an empty jar, and what we want to make sure these jars don't do is this. You can hear that, you can kind of see that where there's a bit of give, the lid is pushing down. So if the canning process was successful, that should not happen with any of these. So I'm just gonna take these rims off, and then we'll come back and just do that test there for all of these jars. All right, so we're back with all of the rims removed. You can reuse these. in future canning. You don't want to reuse the lids. And of course you can reuse the jars. So finger test, remember we don't want any give. We don't want that. So just a quick check. All of these appear to be solid and firm, so the sealing process has worked, which is so cool. So happy that that's finished up. I am going to date these and put the name of the treat on them, and then go ahead and store them in a cool, dark place. Hey good people, Batavia here, or back, right? So if you watched the earlier part of the video where I was going through the canning process, it's now been 5 months since we canned the Cowboy Candy. Say that 5 times, right? Canning, Cowboy Candy, canning, Cowboy Candy, canning, Cowboy... Okay, well, it's worth a shot. So anyway, 5 months later, I am down to my very last jar of the Cowboy Candy. That's what it looks like. And I thought I'd grab my camera and just share a couple of quick notes and then do a quick taste testing. So, a month after I canned the Cowboy Candy, also known as candied jalapeno peppers, I actually took a few jars to my family's house as kind of like a treat and appetizer for Thanksgiving. And it was a hit. I was sick over Thanksgiving, so I tried it. It was the first time I had tried it too. I tried it and I kind of felt like it was spicier than maybe my taste buds could handle. That made me a little bit nervous about it because I was really looking forward to it. And it could just be, again, that they had just been canned. But fast forward to last month, and this was the second to last jar that I had. And they weren't as spicy as I remember, but they were still so yummy. So I'm going to open this jar and let's hope that, you know, it's right where I want it to be from a spice and sweet and tangy level. But I'm going to have it with crackers. I have some cream cheese here, and I'm just going to make a little bitty snack sandwich. I've heard that people will just use this as kind of like drizzling it on like any protein you would have. So, you know, this is probably really good on shrimp, which I'm going to try. Beef, if you're a beef eater, or chicken, you know, for vegetarians, perhaps something like crumbled tofu, or even maybe just like pan-seared tofu. I think it could really add some a twang to it, if you will. So also, if you eat like pickled like jalapeno peppers, anything that you would normally add those to, I'm sure this would be really good with. So tacos, for sure. You know, if you do nachos at home, this would be a really good treat, I think, to add to it. Or if you do kind of like a stuffed or like kind of a loaded baked potato. I think like any potatoes. I do like a lot of oven roasted potatoes. I bet this would be so good on it. But I'm down to 1 jar, so I have to pick and choose how I'm going to eat it. But that does take me to, I'm going to grow like all the jalapeno peppers this year. Like, I still want to do the regular pickled jalapenos, but I want to make more of these because I really enjoy, like, this 1 jar has converted me. So I'm hoping for the same goodness in this jar. I don't know why it wouldn't be. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands, and then I'm going to dig in here. So I'll be right back. Alright, so back with it. I am going to just open this up here. If you all have, like, for those that have made this before, share below in the comments the way you've eaten it. What I really want to try is kind of this recipe, which is also in the description, this recipe using like some other peppers. I'd be interested in kind of like how it changes like the taste profile. And if you have any other recommendations for jalapeno peppers too, because remember, I'm going to grow like all the jalapeno peppers this year. But anywho, let me know what you think. And generally, if you have any comments about canning, if you watch the full video and you have any tips, let me know what those are too. I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get this open. Nicely done in the first shot. So I'm going to get in here. This is what it, oh, I don't want to. So this is what it looks like. Try not to, I probably should take the camera and then zoom in on it. That's a thing I could do. Let me try it. So I'm just going to take a bit of the cream cheese and slather it on. as much or as little as you want. Kind of that coolness from the cream cheese really complements, I think, the Cowboy Candy. So, this is a pretty sight. This is where I need the cameraman to kind of zoom in for me, but I don't have one of those, so we're just going to go with it. So as soon as I opened the jar, I could smell like all of the sweetness. The smell isn't familiar to me. I can kind of remember like some of the ingredients that I used, but again, the taste really put me in the mindset of the kind of a jelly of sorts. So I'm gonna end up licking my fingers anyway, but I'll show you kind of what it looks like. Like that's what I'm gonna consume. So let's go. Perfect. I can see now for sure how this could be a little bit spicier. There's definitely like all of the seeds that I left in, and I catch a couple of those and I catch that spice, but yeah, I mean, they're like Lay's, man. I kind of feel like I can't stop eating them, just even by itself. They've completely softened as far as the peppers go. It's been months. The peppers still have some heat. The syrup has heat as it's been sitting kind of in the peppers and in the seeds all this time. And it's really good. This is where I start going wild with the crackers. But I won't keep you any longer. This has gone a bit long. But I did want to check in with you all. I appreciate you watching. Again, drop some comments below. Recommendations on kind of using a similar recipe, but maybe with some different peppers. If you have what you're eating your Cowboy Candy or candied jalapenos with, let me know that. And then if you have any questions about kind of what my experience was with canning these. All right, I'll check you all later.